Why ask who if you already know? Oh, geez.
Rocker Avril Lavigne is engaged. This weekend, Avril accepted a proposal from Derek Whibley, the lead singer for Sum 41. She starts her U.S. tour in July.
Dumb, crazy, stupid butt licker.
Wow.
The best way to go. People live until 85.
True.
I told you, I just read the other week or so ago that the life expectancy just over the past 2 years has gone up again. People are expected to live on the average to like 78, something like that.
Whoa!
It went up by 2 years.
Yes.
That means you wait 2 years more
Right.
to get married.
Well,
You want to live with this dude from what?
Sum 41. That's the name of his group.
You want to live with him until you're 80? You smelly rocker butt licker?
That's her skater boy, man.
Yeah. He was just a skater boy.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's terrific. Not really. And she's setting a good example. Not really. And she's a loser. Not really. Well, kind of, yeah.
Well, she's got a stalker out here in the
So you got to have the protection of a skinny rocker skater boy?
I guess so.
All right.
Want to be punk star?
Yeah, want to be punk star.
Whatever. Go for it.
Yeah.
Now you can have all the...
Well, what if they're engaged. What if they,
Now that you have a husband, you can have all the women you want and not feel like people are over your shoulder watching you. That's the motivation. She's really a full-fledged lesbian.
Whoa. Really?
I don't know.
I bet they're not together when she turns like some 41 or something like that.
Oh, that's cute.
You're good, Steve.
Wow.
Early this morning.
Well, he's got the zingers all prepared, and then it's pretty much downhill from 7 o'clock on.
At least you give me till 7.
You're right. No, you're brilliant till 7. Then it's over for you.
Yeah.
What's this? What are you printing me
I
out
think
here?
that's Pasty printed out Sum 41, the guy. Her.
Fine. I didn't need to know what he looked like to know what he looks like.
Topless picture of the guy?
You're right. Let me tell you, you gotta sink your claws into him quick. Don't let him get away. He's a catch. You gotta claim him before any other rocker girl does. Okay. Very exciting for her. It's a very exciting time in the life of Avril Lavigne, don't you know?
Oh, yeah.
Now she can go register at Macy's and...
We can all buy her mini muffin maker.
Yes. She can get that waffle maker she's always been dreaming about.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Finally.
Yes. It's a terrific time in her life. We should all feel good feelings for her and her very excited husband-to-be, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'll have a reality show in the next couple of years, too.
Of course. And this picture of him with an apple in his hand, let me tell you. It's a good touch.
Is it?
It's a beautiful, lovely touch.
Good.
What else is going on in the world, Terry?
Well,
What normalcy is happening, please?
I don't know if this is normal or not,
Oh,
but
James.
it is all about Christina Aguilera, and as we know, she is engaged as well to to a gentleman by the name of Jordan. I can't remember his last name. Anyway, for his 27th birthday, she took him to where was it? New York's infamous Score Strip Club.
Yes.
And invited.
Where was it? What do you mean, where was it?
Well, I
it's in
know
my
that-
mind every second. That's where it is.
Well, that's where she took him.
Oh.
And then she invited 10 dancers to give them a show, and she even got up with those dancers and, danced along with them.
Right, just to see if he'd pay attention to her. It was a test.
Well, she actually had him pick out 4 out of the 10, and
Right, so he can have sex with only 4 of
Well,
them?
no, not sex.
I'd be like, okay, honey, that's a good deal. It's a fair deal.
No.
I'm not going to get greedy. I would like 5, but if you're only giving me 4, that's fine.
Well, she's the 5th. Like I
Right.
said, she got up to dance with the 4 that he chose.
Well, I thought you picked 10.
Well, 10, they did a show, and then he was allowed to pick 4 to do a little private. They went into the
4 to take home with him. That's the way it works. Oh, the president's room.
Yeah, and then they all.
It's good that George W. has a room there.
I guess so.
If I was president, I'd demand my own room at Scores, too.
Getting some stuff done, at least.
Right. No wonder he doesn't want to bring the troops home, Terry. He doesn't want any crowd in his presidential room at Scores. Mm-hmm. Keep it to himself.
And according to a source close to, who was inside, so to speak, they were all naked, I guess, or whatever,
Well,
dancing.
that's kinda
right,
what
in
they
the
do there,
president's
Terry.
room. Okay,
That's not
anyway.
bad.
That's like kind of saying, hey, I got inside that T-Man studio and they were doing radio.
No.
Well, you expect them to be. Of course they're naked.
Well, okay, so again,
Man.
I've never really experienced scores or anything
the
like
surprise
that.
was that they were completely naked, top and bottom.
Top and bottom.
Well, it's the president's room, Terry.
Well, and like
do
I
you-
said, she was too, because
Christina Aguilera?
Christina Aguilera was as
Ew.
well.
That means all those flies were floating around the room.
Anyway, she apparently, when dancing with these 4 other ladies,
Right.
shared a kiss with a one of them.
With yes,
with-
one of the
yes,
strippers,
was
one of the
strippers.
naked, one of the naked strippers that she found attractive.
And they say she looked like Beyonce.
Oh, jeez. Huh? Mm-hmm. How's that work out?
The stripper did.
The stripper
Oh, the
looked like
stripper
Beyonce.
that Christina Aguilera
Yeah,
was kissing.
yes,
I thought
yes.
all of a sudden somebody who was witnessing it all was like, man, Christina Aguilera tonight looks like Beyonce.
Yeah.
If I can get past the completely blotched white skin, looks totally like Beyonce. I see. The stripper that Christina Aguilera
Was
chose
kissing.
was kissing
Yeah.
looked like Beyonce.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good choice. Mm-hmm. If I'm Christina Aguilera, I'm picking the Beyonce stripper to tongue
Sure, why not?
when I'm completely naked and so is she, and flies are circling everywhere.
Flies. That's such a bad visual right
Well,
there.
that's the way she travels, Terry.
So does she carry like fly swatters with her?
That's the way she does it when she only showers once a week, if that. And that's when she's not on tour.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But it's hard to maintain a regular shower schedule when you're on tour.
Sure.
We know when we take the show on tour, Terry, it's not easy. Right, Stephen?
That's right.
Yes.
It's even tough to shower when we're here, too.
We can get in at least one a week,
That's good for us.
and that eliminates the fly situation.
Oh.
She has not found it that easy.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
she's been looking pretty good, though, lately, so
All right.
sure they had a good time.
Mm.
Would your wife do that? Take you to scores? Come on, honey.
No.
Oh. That's
I'd
not...
have to go and not tell her, and everything would be fine.
Ah, okay. What'd you do for your birthday? Well,
Oh, jeez.
nothing.
So that's what she did for his birthday?
Yeah, for his 27th birthday.
Yes.
Took him to scores.
Sounds like she got a little present, too, there, Terry.
It sounds like it.
Beyonce and her grill. It's beautiful.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Guess most guys would like that, huh?
I don't think many guys would raise their hand with a problem.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I object.
No.
It's not what I'm looking for.
Take me home.
You promised me the tool belt. Why didn't you stick with that?
The T-Man. The world famous Summer Jam is coming.
Oh, I'm going.
Getting killed for nothing. Gotta avoid that stuff.
With the 21st pick in the 2005 NBA draft,
Right.
the Phoenix Suns select Nate Robinson from the University of Washington.
I tell you, watched that all exciting NBA draft last
Yeah,
night?
I watched part of it.
It's become such an exciting deal. I watched the damn thing from beginning to end.
Did you?
I swear to you.
Really?
That's right.
Seemed like I knew more names yesterday than ever.
Well, there were more names recognizable, I think, yesterday than ever in the NBA draft, especially those guys from France. Now, and that's
The
where
Sonics chose,
that's
right?
where the Sonics chose, yeah.
Right.
Some big dude gets on stage, towers over David Stern. That's what you want to see, Terry.
Sure you do.
That's why Nate Robinson didn't show up at the NBA draft. He doesn't want to be the only one smaller than David Sperm. And the Sonics made sure that they secured the guy who scored 4 points a game.
Wow.
In France.
All
Yes.
right. Big numbers.
Well,
big
that's
numbers.
something that stood out with me, Terry. They
Right.
show all these players getting drafted. They show their stats: 23 points a game,
Right.
28 points a game, 30 points a game.
Right.
This dude for the Sonics gets on the stage there, shakes David Sperm's hand. They show his stats like 4 points a game. Like 4 points a game.
Didn't they lose to the Spurs by 3?
Oh,
So that
jeez.
would have helped.
Okay, that's true.
Jeez.
But he scored 4 points a game, and then they showed the highlights, and it was in the league in France, Stephen.
Right.
Which looked like a high school gym to me.
He was about 2 feet taller than everybody else on the court, too.
Yeah,
That's right.
Everyone stays about 10 feet apart from each other in the league in France. No one touches one another like they do in the NBA. But, hey,
Wow.
The ball's made out of a croissant.
then I saw Nate McMillan being interviewed, and he made it clear that this is the guy they wanted. So, if Nate's behind it,
All right.
well, then so am I.
Okay.
I call it the greatest draft pick the Sox have made since Joe Vogel.
Oh, I remember
that's right.
Joe
Yeah.
Vogel.
Remember Joe Vogel, Terry?
He's Joe.
Oh, jeez.
He's Vogel.
Oh, yes!
He's Joe Vogel.
That's right. Now he's a dentist somewhere.
What about
At least he's...
Dick King? He was a good pick.
Oh, you got to remember Dickie King.
I don't remember Dickie King.
Well, he went by Rich Terry, but we call him. Yes, and well, the Sonics have drafted well over the past few years. When people question their picks of Nick Collision and Luke Ridnour watches,
Right.
they have turned out to be fine additions to this very exciting and gelled team. So now, dude from France can take his spot.
By drafting the Frenchman, does that mean they're getting rid of, like, Jerome James or somebody else? Or?
Wait. I would assume that it's an insurance policy, if nothing else.
Yes. And you think Nate's coming back?
I hope Nate's coming back.
Well,
I may have to have a conversation with Nate to tell him
Yeah,
that
no kidding, huh?
if he leaves the area, where is he going to get the T-Man in the Morning Show? He's a big fan, Terry.
Right. Where would
Nate's probably going to Portland and just sabotage the song.
Wow.
He was laughing during his interview.
Yeah, draft that French guy.
He'd be good.
It's really screwy.
Yeah, I love his stats. Come on.
4 points a game.
Make the hell of a
Awesome,
pastry.
yeah.
Meanwhile, Portland drafts the high school star that's supposed to be going to UW, who Trader Joda's his
Trader Joe.
his hometown college here.
Yep.
Man.
Well, but
Portland of all places.
The Huskies getting all ready to win the national championship with Martell Webster, and he has to get some, money?
Right.
And go to the
damn
NBA?
him.
Come on, man.
He's being
How does an 8
selfish.
o'clock biology class sound right about now?
Well, if he's the basketball star, he doesn't need to worry about it.
He could have gone to UW, won a national championship, been the number 1 pick next year. Man.
Number 2, right?
He was number 6.
Oh, was he number 6?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The guy from Bremerton. You were close, Terry.
Oh.
But no cigar.
As usual?
Story of your life. There was another local guy
okay, that's
who
it.
was the number 2 pick who played for North Carolina last year. They did win a national championship, Terry. He did it exactly the way I would have hoped Martell Webster would have done it, Terry. He went to college for 1 year, made a stop at school, picked up a national championship, and now
And then moved on.
went to the NBA as your number 2 pick.
Well, so then I would guess that you're kind of pro for the NBA changing the age thing.
No, I'm pro Husky basketball, Terry.
Only that.
I got very into Husky basketball last
Right.
year, and I've been a Husky basketball fan for a number of years since the days of. Do you remember Donald Watts, Terry?
Oh, I do. We had him on our show.
Yeah, where the hell is he now? Anyway, he's hanging out with Dickie King. But, no, he's a great... I've seen him around
Right,
town. He's doing
right.
fine. He's doing fine. He's banging a lot of women, so it's terrific. And it's a situation where I think Martell Webster should have shown an allegiance to the UW and Coach Romar for a year or two, and he would have been fine. What does he want to do? He wants to sit on the bench at Portland for 2 years? That's so exciting.
Very
I don't
exciting.
know.
Well, you're
Biology
getting
class
paid.
sounds pretty exciting compared to sitting on the bench.
Why don't you get money for sitting on the bench?
Yeah, you get some money. What do they get? What do they get first year in the NBA?
He'll get paid
A
nice.
couple $100,000? How do you live on
Well, you
that?
don't get paid
on a
for a biology
sixth pick in
class.
second pick in the draft.
You get about
He'll get paid. Probably.
He's not the second pick in the draft. He's the sixth pick in the
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm
draft.
talking
Oh,
about
Martell.
Well, Martell's fine. I'm not talking about Martell. Martell won his NCAA championship. I'm talking about this dude from Seattle Prep.
Martell.
Martell
Right.
is from
Yeah,
Seattle. Prep, yeah.
Marvin, you're talking about.
I said I'm not talking about the dude from North Carolina. I'm
Right.
talking about Martell.
Sixth
Are you
pick in the
following?
draft. He'll get paid a lot of money, not $200,000 a year.
Well, he'll
And
get...
the NBA minimum's like $360 a year.
All right, well, he'll get about,
He'll get
what?
about $5 million a year.
He's not going to get $5 million a year.
$3 million a year.
He's not going to get $3 million a year for his first year. He's going to get maybe $1 million or $2 million his first year, if that. How do you live on that? I don't know.
Well,
Anyway.
but it's better than sitting in biology class getting nothing.
No, getting laid.
Well,
And getting an education that you can use in your future.
Well, but I'm saying for some of them, yeah.
It's the life experiences.
1 year of college.
Something to be said about being the man on campus
Right.
at UW, winning an NCAA championship, and then going to the NBA a year or two later. You can go a year or two later. It's not like it was even 5-10 years ago where you were afraid to go to college and miss out on your chance on the pros because if you got hurt, you wouldn't get your big contract. Now it's been proven, Terry, that even if you get hurt in college, if you have the talent, you're still going to get your big contract. That was proven by the dude who played running back for Miami, who's now with the Buffalo Bills. What's his freaking name?
McGahee.
Willis McGahee. Tore up his knee in every which way you can
Wow, really?
in a college football game in the Fiesta Bowl. I was at the game in Arizona.
Wow.
Not only tore his ACL, tore his MCL, tore so many CLs you didn't even know what he...
You're like, how many CLs you got
they
here?
existed. He tore 16 CLs. And everyone said, oh, well, he blew his chance. Now he's never going to make the big money in the NFL. Not only is he making the big money in the NFL, but he's probably one of the biggest running back stars that the NFL has now. So the point is, in all this blabbering, Terry, is that arthroscopic surgery is so big time now.
Right.
It's so state-of-the-art, it's so advanced, it's so big time, as I said, Terry, that you can tear up your knee 16 ways, and still it's going to be fixed up. You're still going to get your contract if you have the talent. So go to college.
At least a year.
But if Martell had committed to, like, Oregon State, you wouldn't care.
No, you should go to the NBA.
Right.
Stupid.
Live in Corvallis.
But UW is right on the threshold of an NCAA championship. Here was perhaps the piece of the puzzle that was missing. Mm-hmm. Not that they can't do it without him, but they certainly would have made it a lot easier with him. And what does he do? He jumps to the NBA to sit on the Portland bench. Have fun. Wish you well. Meanwhile, Nate Robinson's going to the Knicks.
Yeah.
He's going to be hanging with Spike Lee. He's going to be putting a movie immediately. He's going to be hanging with Jamal Crawford, his old homie from Rainier Beach. A smart move. And a smart move by Brandon Roy, who decided to go back to UW, Terry. See, there are smart moves and there are dumb moves.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
I try to encourage people to make the smart moves. A lot of people don't listen. They make the dumb moves. Right. That's fine.
And then they learn later. Damn, I missed that smart move.
So is Conroy going to get picked up sometime?
Now, speaking of smart moves.
Yes.
You know what, T-Man? They may think you're not a smart-ass move to anybody, but I tell you what, it would not be the greatest move for him to leave to where he's at right now.
Okay, there's your smart move of the
No,
day.
I'm serious,
John
T-Man,
breaking it
because
down
you
for
know
us
what?
all.
Well, he
T-Man.
agrees with you. That's pretty good.
The fact that John gets it shows me that I've made my point, Terry.
Because the fact is, T-Man,
Yes, John.
you haven't left wherever you've ever left for a number of effing years.
That's right.
But I guess what? You're going to stay. But why did
Don't be
they
so
need
sure.
to leave
Yeah.
before you leave?
That's true. John makes a point that I've been offered jobs in New York at times, Terry. I've been offered a lot of deals that look all shiny and glamorous.
Yes, all pretty out on the outside.
But sometimes you got to see through some of the window dressing to what's going on in the house, Terry.
Yeah.
You got to look past the shiny, fancy curtains.
Toxic mold inside the wall.
And then if you do a little research and discovery, you'll
but why does he
notice
wanna
that there's some toxic mold in that
Why
joint.
would he want to leave? The only state has been within enough 7. Why would he want to leave?
John, whatever you said, I'm sure it was a great point.
No, I said, why? Can you not understand me?
No, I understand you perfectly, unfortunately.
Well, look downstairs to your coworker to the right, and you'll understand exactly what she just said. Bring it on and bite the puss. Anyway, why would he want to leave
Yes.
the NBA to be with a better team? Who has been better? If he could have coached, don't say to me.
Well, it's either that or hang up on you because I'm just in complete
Are you not
state of
getting
confusion. I'm not getting any of this,
So
John.
Martell
You're
could have
not
stayed
getting
here and
to
been
the
a
point?
coach.
What?
Are you not getting to the point as to what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, no. Not at this point, no.
Well, I've got to the point of Terry's pussy in Evan's grave.
Well, that's all we needed to know.
If Martell would have known that, he would
Yeah.
have stayed.
That's total incentive to stay in the state of Washington. And I'm glad that some of the NBA analysts pointed that out themselves last night on the broadcast. Because it's a very important factor.
Now I know what Greg Anthony was talking about.
The T-Man.
In the 2005 NBA draft,
Right.
the Atlanta Hawks select Marvin Williams from the University of North Carolina.
Swagger claims he has a picture with Marvin Williams, Terry.
Really?
It's going to be worth a lot for Marvin Williams
yeah,
one day.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then get it signed, and
Of course.
it's even worth more, right?
When Swagger goes on to greatness, Marvin Williams is going to cash in on that picture he has for millions of dollars.
Sure.
Isn't that right, Swag man?
Yeah.
Yes, not everyone can have a picture with the swag man, Terry.
I know that.
Every day he calls from a worse phone line than the day before he called.
Just pick the gum off the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm calling away from the road this time.
Yeah, well...
Go back to the road.
Maybe you shouldn't take your Star Trek phone with you, because I can barely hear you today, dude.
You sure about that?
I'm positive.
Man.
I mean, the fact that you've now downgraded to calling us with the soup cans and the string, it's really... showing that your post-high school life is off to a rousing start, isn't it?
Actually, I'm calling you from the phone from the marina.
Mm-hmm. Are you in the water?
Okay.
Actually, I'm very close to the dock.
Uh-huh. In a submarine or what?
No. I'm right next to the dock for a pier that collapsed a few years ago due to a snowstorm.
Right.
But anyways...
Yeah, Swagman.
The reason I called is because of that guy from Bremerton.
Yes?
He's an idiot.
Really?
No, first of all, he went to Bremerton High.
Okay.
Last year, if he went to SK High,
yes,
he had the best record last year for any team in the state.
What's he talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, Swagman. Swagman on sports.
Okay,
keep in mind, not the biggest sports guru in the world.
That's why he should stick with weather.
He could have won a AAA championship last year instead of stick with a sucky team with Bremerton Knights.
Right.
And...
Well, he went on to play for North Carolina and won the national championship.
I know.
And he didn't live in Port Orchard, by the way, so why would he go to SK?
I know he lived in Bremerton, but he could have gone to SK.
Mm.
SK has a better team than
Right.
Bremerton.
Well, it seems to have worked out well for him. He went on to be with the best team in college basketball and then became the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. So,
but he could have became a number 1 pick if he had a AAA, state title with him.
Right.
Then gone on to college, won another title.
yes, that's why the Milwaukee Bucks selected Andrew Bogut. Terry, maybe you're familiar with this guy, as the number 1 pick because they looked at Marvin Williams' resume and saw that he didn't have an SK championship on it.
Right.
He also won his 10th grade soccer championship, so he has a trophy.
Of course. Swagman, why weren't you sitting up there on the panel with all the NBA experts?
Because yesterday I was stuck in Port Orchard.
Oh, I see.
Too bad.
Well, the ESPN plane obviously couldn't find its way there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What else is going on in your world there, Swagman?